All right, so our goal here will be to see how we can use three-step equations to solve problems and then get into four-step equations also. So consecutive integers are something we got to understand real quick. Consecutive integers are when you count by ones from any integer. So in this example, two consecutive integers could be 120 and 121. Two more consecutive integers could be 7 and 8. Two more could be 1,412 and 1,413. So consecutive integers just means in a row. Think of numbers on the number line. Here's three consecutive integers. They chose negatives, -5, -4, and -3. Three more consecutive integers could be 11, 12, 13, and so on and so on. So consecutive just means in a row. Thinking of the number line is a good way to think of consecutive integers. Okay? So here's an example. It says the sum of three consecutive integers is 96, and they want us to find all three of them. Remember, the rule is that they are consecutive. So I need three numbers in a row, because it says I need three consecutive integers, and they have to have a sum. Sum means add. So that means I need a number plus another number plus another number to equal 96. Well, remember, they have to be consecutive, numbers in a row. So you can't say, oh, 90 plus 3 plus 3. While 90 plus 3 plus 3 does equal 96, that's not three consecutive integers. So since we don't know any of our numbers, I know my first one could be a variable like x. Now the clue here is that these are consecutive. So the next number has to be one bigger than the first. Well, the first number we said is x, so the second one would be x plus 1. And then the next one would be one bigger than that, so it would be x plus 2. And now, this looks like a three-step equation. The first thing we want to do is combine like terms. Well, I want to put all the x variables together. Hey, it's all addition, so I can rearrange them. It's x plus x plus x plus 1 plus 2 to equal 96. Again, we're still combining like terms here. Like terms, I have 1x plus 1x plus 1x. Together, that's 3x plus 1 plus 2 to equal 96. Still combining like terms, 1 plus 2 is 3. So now I got 3x plus 3 equals 96. I'm done combining like terms. I'm going to undo addition and subtraction by subtracting 3. So now I have 3x equals 93. And I'm going to undo multiplication and division by dividing by 3. So I had 3x equals 93. And I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. And x is 31. Now, I didn't answer the question yet. The question said, find all three integers. The first one is 31. The next one is x plus 1 more. 31 plus 1 more is 32. And then the next one would have to be 33. I know this is right because sum, add them up. If I add 31 plus 32 plus 33, I get 96. I add them up, and they are three consecutive integers, 31, 32, 33, three numbers in a row. Here's one for you to try. Find four consecutive integers with a sum of 358. Probably pause the video, give it a try, and then come back. Alright, so I've got four numbers. And they have to have a sum of 358. So I made four blanks to tell me I need four numbers. I don't know the first one, so I'm going to call it x. I know the next one is one bigger, x plus 1. One bigger than that would be x plus 2. One bigger than that would be x plus 3. We now have an equation. The first thing I'm going to look for is like terms. I could add all the x variables together. There's four of them. 4x plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. I'm still combining like terms here. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. So now I have 4x plus 6 equals 358. I'm going to subtract 6 on both sides. 4x is 352. Undo addition or multiplication and subtraction. 4x is 352. subtract 4, or divide by 4 on both sides. X is now, got to do a side problem, 352 divided by 4. 88. X is 88. Again, you got to answer the question. It says find 4 numbers in a row. Well, I know X is 88, my first number. Next one's one bigger, 89, then 90, then 91. Don't worry about this problem. That's something we'll get to a little later on. So we've used 3-step equations. It is time to step it up a notch. 4-step equations. You must follow these 4 steps in this order. Step 1, distributive property. Look for the distributive property. And now you might be saying, I already forgot what that is. Distributive property, remember, is when there's parentheses, there's an addition or subtraction expression in between, maybe m plus 7 in between, and then outside the parentheses is something to distribute, like a 4. And you distribute by drawing the rainbow, we called it, so that'd be 4m plus 28. So distributive property, always look for that. Do that first if it's there. Then combine like terms like we've practiced. Then undo addition and subtraction. Then undo multiplication and division. So, here we go. Here's our problem. First thing I'm going to look for is distributive property. I see distributive property right here. I'm going to distribute. 2 to 5x is 10x. Minus 2 to 3 is 6. That equals 14. First step was distributive property. I did it. Second step, combine like terms. I don't see any like terms, so I get to move on. Third step, undo addition and subtraction. They subtracted 6. I'm going to add 6. Fourth step, undo multiplication and division. Let's see, this was 10x. I'm going to divide by 10. X equals 2. I know that's right because if I go back to my original problem, that looked like this. And substitute x for 2. The two sides should be equal. 5 times 2 is 10, minus 3 in parentheses. 10 minus 3 is 7. 2 times 7 is 14. The two sides come out to be equal. So, your job is to try these. It says prove with substitution. That's the best way to know that you did it right. Probably pause the video now and give them a shot. Alright, hopefully you've tried them. First step, distributive property. Negative 3 times m is negative 3m. There's a minus sign or a subtraction sign here. I'm going to bring it down. Negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. Equals 4. A lot of you remember back in chapter 1, subtract a negative, that's adding a positive. So that might make it a little easier to understand. We distributive, now we're going to combine like terms. There are no like terms. Undo adding and subtracting. They added 18. I'm going to subtract 18 on both sides. 4 minus 18 is negative 14. Negative 3m on this side. Divide both sides by negative 3. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. So m equals positive 14 thirds. As a mixed number, that's 4 2/3. Same thing over here. First, I need to distribute 3x plus 36 minus x equals 8. Second, I need to combine like terms. I want to put the letter x next to each other. To do that, I first have to make addition. Add the opposite. 3x plus negative x, negative 1x, plus 36 equals 8. 3x plus negative 1x, that's 2x, plus 36 equals 8. Going to subtract 36 on both sides. 2x equals negative 28. I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. So x is negative 14. Again, if I substitute, I'm going to go back up here. 3 parentheses. I think x should be negative 14 plus 12 parentheses minus x. And x, I think, is negative 14. Hopefully that'll all equal 8. Let's give it a shot. Negative 14 plus 12 is negative 2. 3 times negative 2 minus negative 14. I hope that that will equal 8. 3 times negative 2. Negative 6 minus negative 14. I hope I get 8. Negative 6 minus negative 14. That's the same as saying negative 6 plus positive 14. And negative 6 plus positive 14 is positive 8. The two sides are equal. Okay? We got it. Substitution is a great way to check ourselves. 4-step equations. Distributive property is the first thing you must look for. Then you're going to combine like terms. Then you're going to undo adding and subtracting. Last, you will undo multiplication and division. You must follow in that order. Good luck to you.